Hey, Mike Winkler here, and I set out to do a video on blockchain and voting, which I think is a very cool thing. And I'm a guy with a deep in the weeds technical background going back to the mid-90s and all of that crazy crap. And when I started doing research for the video, the first thing I came across was 5 articles telling me why blockchain could never do voting and it's such a bad idea and it's going to eat your cats and your saving account will evaporate and God will hit you. And none of them were true, but there was an awful, really big media effort and who gets the first link in a Google search and all of that to talk about blockchain being a bad idea. So I went and I want to take a step back first. And I want to talk about trust. Now, as I said, I'm a very technical guy and I know how blockchain works. If we look at the idea of why isn't voting like using a banking app? We know our banking apps have been safe for 30 years. We can do it on our phone, on our PC at home, walk up to a bank. It's exactly the same way and the record is indelible and nobody ever accidentally puts another $1,000 in your account. Ever. It just doesn't happen. The error rate is well less than what's considered state-of-the-art. Or the incidences of error are so tiny, it is radically less than 1% of 1%. We know for a fact our banks do this. We know for a fact that Amazon does this. Yet there are people trying to scare us to death on the idea of doing voting on any technology more advanced than the 1970s. I'm going to actually get to the video on blockchain. I really am. But first I wanted to talk about trust. And if you use the evidence of your eyes and look at your banking and look at Amazon or whoever you buy things from, Apple, I don't know, it doesn't matter, we can do fully repudiated, fully identified solutions across the internet and have for 30 years. And I don't want to drag you down if you're not a technophile, but I'm completely sure this can be done fully securely either with blockchain or a half a dozen different methods like Amazon uses. And I don't mean to keep going back to Amazon. They're just the people that do this 1,000 times a second all across the world, so we know it works. And I'm going to break this up into some segments, and I'm going to talk about a couple of technical things. I'm not asking that you trust me as the technical expert. If you want to trust me, that's great, because I'm not going to steer you wrong. I'm saying that you need to stop looking at the fear, look at the evidence of your own eyes, and maybe do a little bit of your own research. And in this case, we're talking about whether or not voting can be done in a modern system and vote from where you are and get on your phone and, oh God, people are stealing our votes and mice are going to vote next. Take a deep breath. None of it's true, and I'm going to prove it. This is Mike Winkler, and I cannot wait to get started.